May 17th, 12:24 p.m. Pacific. Well, yeah, so basically I'm the proxy target for your childish desire to defeat your dad. How pathetic. Are you aware of the fact that this life is the only one we know we get? With that in mind, why exactly do you choose to be my enemy? 12:25 p.m. I don't. In fact, not only do I rarely do, I wore it before it was defined as hipster, aka the mid-90s. Perhaps in 20 years or so you might understand what an ass you've been, or perhaps not. What drives your desire to attempt to defeat a mostly anonymous person? 12:26 p.m. Pacific. You assume a deity exists. Which version? Why? Still about 12:26 p.m. Pacific. I'm okay with you believing that too. I can't help but notice you are not engaging in honest intellectual discourse related to Christianity. Same time. I really don't. It's just that intellectual dishonesty like yours raises my ire. That's amusing coming from a person who believes a story he was told about an illiterate, child-fucking, woman-subjugating, genocidal slaveholder receiving secret messages from a deity. About 12:32 p.m. Pacific. You proved you're a dishonest troll. Nothing you claim about me comes with a single shred of credibility. Let's see if you can be honest. And also, if you're capable of doing so, please drop your desire to attempt to demean me. For what purpose did you lie in the thread linked above? Let's see, the comment after that one is just a link. This one was about 12:42 p.m. Your upvotes would be very different if this were, say, our atheism. Please keep that in mind. Approximately 1 p.m. Pacific. Don't confuse me with most people in their early 40s. I still get carded at bars due to, and I'm really trying to be humble here, my youthful appearance and solid physique. Why are you attempting to mock me instead of doing something productive? And what does age have to do with this conversation? Also, keep in mind that claiming you're 14 is very different from proving that to be the case. Not that I want you to do so. Just be aware that announcing your age is fairly useless with regard to topics like the ones we're discussing. I hate trolls, and target them specifically, in much the same way journalists examine the illicit behavior of government employees, or how detectives investigate and record criminal activity. That's a strange little fantasy you've concocted. Nothing you've written has made me squirm. With regard to the bannings you referred to above, keep in mind that the first time I was banned from this forum, it was for no identified reason. Of course, anyone with a modicum of sense realizes it was specifically because they don't like people who tend to point out Christianity's faults to engage in discourse with religious adherents. Essentially, they engaged in cowardly fascism. Then the mods backpedaled and fumbled all over themselves during attempts to make up what they hoped people would think were viable excuses for doing so. I haven't lived my life thus far by taking the advice of juveniles. You're pretty foolish to think I should start now. Be honest, for once. Why do you not want me to point out to religious adherents that their beliefs are based on fictional nonsense? That's really what this current conversation, as well as past altercations we've engaged in, is about. Never mind that you don't like how I do it. That's really not the issue, since you're not me. What's your real beef, child? 1:12 p.m. Pacific. I addressed all of this here. Let's keep it to one thread. We have an airplane going overhead. (1:17 p.m. Pacific). If our atheism is a circle jerk, then so is every fucking church, synagogue, and mosque throughout the world. At least our atheism is based on a lack of the delusional desire to be a slave to a fictional being, originally invented, aka amalgamated and distilled from religions which came prior to the writing of the first 5 books of the so-called Holy Bible, by ancient Canaanites who were looking to hide their real violent history with a mythological one. And 1:22 p.m. Pacific. Are you Muslim? If you are not Muslim, why are you writing in support of those who are? You don't know what I've studied. You don't know how many times I've read the Quran, once straight through, then various examination of specific passages from time to time. You don't know what lectures I've attended, which debates I've reviewed, which biographical material I've sought out, and so on. Smart up, please. I'm smart enough to notice everything you wrote in the comment I'm responding to is vague. I challenge you to name a single fact you've alluded to, which is both related to the topic at hand and which you think I haven't seen.